This is Witnet, the sprint review for sprint number 45. Thanks for joining. Today, just as always, we will be giving an update first on the community aspects of the Witnet project, how the testnet incentive program is going so far, what's next in that sense, and then we will give you an update on the software development part, how we are progressing and moving super fast toward the eventual mainnet launch planned for October the 14th. Thomas?
Great. So as always, ask your questions on the Slido app. Go to slide.do and then add in the event code Witnet45. And you can ask your questions there. So as far as community and outreach going, we are talking to HackerOne and Gitcoin to get some bug bounties up there on as soon as possible. We're not sure whether we're going to choose both platforms, but talking to HackerOne and Gitcoin. But one of them will be happening. We are also at the stage where we can start initiating conversations with projects that wish to integrate. So please get in touch with me, Thomas Witnet on Telegram, if you're involved or have connections to any projects that are currently looking for an Oracle implementation. And also remember, there's still time to submit bugs for phase 2, regardless of the HackerOne and Gitcoin bug bounties. All phase 2 participants can also join in by submitting bugs. So as far as phase 2 goes, we have had a few bug bounty entries. The first one, which has been confirmed and allocated, was from Harsh Jain. So thanks for sending that through. You can see the full review on our Medium. There's a link there as well. We also, thanks to Dr. CPU for improving the get UTXO info, the CLI method. There's a link there for the GitHub for that pull request. So yeah, thanks for that, Dr. CPU. You've been allocated some WIT in return for that. Yeah, we'll be doing the CLI signing method for nodes this sprint. So we'll be posting full instructions on the Medium and posting it through email and through the announcement channels. If you are struggling to mine, I know that the network is extremely busy or popular since the last iteration. If there are other ways, there are always other ways to earn though, earn WIT and DAI by making contributions. There's a link there, testnet.witnet.io/contribute, or reach out to me if you have any ideas for other contributions that you would like to make while you're waiting for your nodes to mine.
Thank you, Thomas. So regarding software development, the goals for this sprint in the node area, we're releasing testnet 9.2, which is the one that you are running your nodes on right now, implementing the new algorithm for eligibility for data requests that Luis will explain, refactoring how the consensus algorithm is working, removing some missing radon operators from the library, some operators that are not implemented, basically disabling those for the time being, and improving the developer experience by removing and unifying tests in all the software. In the Shake part, in the desktop client for that will work as a wallet and as a development environment for data requests. In Witnet, we wanted to publish Shake release, some sort of a stable release that anyone can download and run, and also improve how the undo and redo functionality works on variables and templates inside the data request editor, and in general improving the user experience.
During this sprint in Seika, we've kept improving the data request editor. Now the users can write map arguments without the JSON format restrictions. For instance, you don't need to add quotes to the object keys. We also have implemented undo and redo actions for variables and template settings, such as the name or the description of the template. And we also have discussed about how to improve the user experience for log balance, because we thought that that could be confusing, that if you came for the first time to Sheikah and you see that you have with tokens that are locked, it could be confusing. So due to that, we have decided to style the transactions of this token clearly different, and add information and an information tooltip when the user hovers the log balances. And we also start working on a better loading view for the first time that a user opens Seika. It will display in which step you are, and it will give feedback to the user. And on the other hand, we are so happy to announce that the new Seika version have been released. And I think you can go to the next slide. Seika version have been released, so you can go to the Seika repository and download it from there. It works with the current Witnet testnet, and we hope that it will facilitate the interaction with the testnet, and from there you can send or see your transactions, send value transfer transaction, or even create a data request. We encourage you to give us as much as feedback as you can to keep improving it. And remember that you can also open issues in the Shaker repository or ask any question through the Discord channel.
Okay, in the node, as Adam said, at the beginning we released the testnet 0.92 that is currently working with a new tiebreaker and also a bigger activity period. Yeah, also we finally integrate the superblock based consensus that now you can a randomly selected committee will vote for the chain TIT every super block period, and if there is no consensus, or the chain will revert, and this new feature will prevent for forks and whoa, what is showing another is prevent for forks and yeah, do a more stable chain. And also we implementing the trapezoidal distribution of the reputation that we will call eligibility that Adan explained, that Adan said before. And now the identities are ordered by reputation and will obtain eligibility value according with the ranking position on the total and the total active reputation of the system. This new feature will distribute the probabilities to mine a data request in a more distributed way. So now a node with a higher reputation is not has the higher probabilities to mine, is more distributed between all the reputed nodes. So yeah, we will see how it's working in the next testnet. So another issues that we solve, that we make mandatory the tele creation. So now a block without a tally that has to be created, we'll consider it invalid. So we don't need more the tally fee, so we remove it, and the commit fee and the reveal fee values are unified. Now we also remove some missing read-on operators from the libraries, and we fix the restore peers from the storage bug that showing in the currently testnet. And the idea for the next testnet will be the more or less the 7th of September. So we will ready for that.
Okay, regarding the sprint summary, during the sprint we committed to do around 120 story points, with which is slightly smaller compared to other sprints, given the fact that many of our colleagues were on summer holidays. We managed to close almost all of the issues. Only two issues were left. One is regarding the claim node ownership instructions, which is part of the claiming process in the next feature, just to document how it's going to be done through the CLI method, which is still in the backlog. And then the other one is under review and it's related to Radon. It's removing all the unimplemented operators from the libraries. Some of the PRs have been reviewed, but there is another one that is not yet reviewed. And additionally, I wanted to highlight during this sprint that we managed pretty well to start working on the next sprint. And we started planning and even working on the update of the wallet to be compliant with the next node version, which is the one that is right now in the master branch. So yeah, that's going to be a part of the body of work that we're going to be doing during the next weeks. Yeah, that's all.
So time for questions and answers. Give me 1 second. Boom. Okay, first question. Can we increase the rewards for the testnet? Very low compared to emission rate at launch and more difficult to mine in this phase. Well, it's not, I mean, at the protocol level, there's no big difference to that sense of the difficulty of mining. Indeed, if once you have mined one block and you start participating in data requests and earn some reputation, right now, compared with the previous testnet, you have much better chances of keeping up with that and keeping mining blocks and getting some priority in that sense. But yeah, the only difference that we could see between this testnet and the one before could be that maybe in this testnet there are more nodes, there are more node operators, and they are running more nodes on the network. So there's a limit, there's a number of new identities of new nodes that can join the system at any particular time for security reasons. That's something that we cannot simply change. That's not trivial. And if we, let's say, open the gates, and we would be renouncing to some degree of security in the protocol, and that's not that's not good. So the thing is that if there are many new nodes joining at the same time, they compete with each other for getting the new slots, the new chances for mining blocks, and obviously it takes more time for all of them to join the system.
I think it's also worth adding that at this stage, obviously that there's a lot less nodes on the network than we'll be expecting at mainnet, or certainly it's very possible that the number of nodes that are online at mainnet launch will be far more than right now. So whilst perhaps the chances of mining a block are less than the previous iteration, there's still, well, yeah, it's still a good chance that they're higher than they will be at mainnet. We'll keep the community up to date with in the coming weeks to make sure that everyone's clear on how many wits we'll be distributing.
Okay, in 9.2, the number of nodes in the network that has reputation is decreasing by time. Is this the way the network is supposed to work? As per the current protocol, the one on the 9.2 testnet, that's something that is to be expected, totally to be expected. there's a number of factors that affect the specific quantity of nodes that it converges to. And it's affected by how many data requests are being sent to the network, how many different identities are like how many witnesses are they requesting, how many they are querying, many different factors. The thing is that one of the new features that are coming with 9.3, which is bound to be the last testnet before mainnet, and that is expected to be released on September 4th, I think. And it will implement this trapezoidal reputation thing that Luis explained, and this really evens out the odds for all the nodes, especially for the ones that already got some reputation. And when you do that, what will happen is that it's much less likely that there will be like a reputation elite. Okay, so right now there's some factors that make reputation tend to concentrate on a few identities. When I say a few, I mean a few hundreds or a few thousands. But with the new system for computing eligibility and for assigning data requests, it will be much more spread out on the network, and hopefully we will get something that that will be much more distributed in that sense. Nodes with high reputation seem to be gaining more reputation, but nodes with less reputation are losing reputation. Yeah. This is basically the same. Right now, it's converging towards a few hundreds of identities with reputation, because there's a maximum amount of reputation points that is being emitted, that are being created, and that are being distributed in the network, and only the nodes with the higher reputation get to participate in the data requests and so on. So they tend to perpetuate in that position. With the new trapezoid thing, they cannot leverage their reputation that much. They then don't get that much of an advantage, not by in a totally different way, and so we expect that the number towards it will try to like converge will be much higher in that sense, and everyone will see in a shorter term how the system avoids that those identities to be always on the top of the reputation ranking list. Right now, there are things like the expiration and so on that prevent that, but they work in a very slow way. You can be the number one reputation today, and maybe in a couple of weeks, you are in the very low in the ranking. But that's sort of a slow thing, and most people are not tracking it all the time, so they don't feel it. But yeah, with the new system, I think everyone will be much happier. How can one be luckier? Are location of nodes relevant in helping increase being lucky? Not especially. The location of a node in terms of whether you are running it in a VPS provider or another, or on a Raspberry Pi or your own computer at home, that really affects your connectivity, basically, how reliable your connections to the rest of the network are, or even how how quickly your transactions and your blocks reach a majority of the network, but that's not a determinant factor in being lucky in terms of being assigned data requests or your blocks basically getting appended into the blockchain. It's a totally independent thing. Okay, those were the questions. So now the memes. Oh man.
Something to say.
Yeah, I can explain. Yeah. Some of you know that in the last weeks I've been trying to do an interview with Blockchain Brad, which is a blockchain journalist, and for many different personal reasons, it has been impossible to like finally schedule a date for it. And so we are still chasing each other and trying to get a date and get on a call. Also because I'm in Spain and he's in Australia, so the time slot for meeting is super reduced, and yeah, we're having a hard time there.
You can use your picture, Adan, in that.
And these are the community memes. So we will be voting these afterwards, I think. Oh, music for a meme competition. So these were the 8 memes that were submitted, and we are voting in bit.ly/witnet45. So that's I think. Give me one second. Oh yeah, it's a Google Forms thing. Okay.
All right, it looks like we got a clear winner, number 7. So I will be sending out WIT tokens to the creator of that. I will have to check on Discord who it was. But congratulations, number 7.
Okay. So that was everything for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching this sprint reviews in which we try to showcase all the hard work that the development team is doing, all the effort that is being done by the community and the rest of the team. And yeah, the next steps, as I said, we will be publishing instructions really soon on how to claim the identity of your nodes, how to tie that to your WIT ID as you have been provided when joining the testnet incentive program. Then on September 4th, we will be releasing the 9.3 testnet, which will feature the new consensus mechanism and the new reputation eligibility thing. So those are like the final big changes that were missing, and with that we should have something that we can try to troubleshoot and try to break. And if everything goes great, mainnet on October 14th. Thanks for joining us in this adventure, and hope that you keep contributing and participating in the discussions on Telegram, on Discord, on GitHub. And yeah, have a nice weekend.